Sometimes things happen in magical ways. I was invited to propose a project for the park, and it seemed like the most interesting idea to come up with because I felt like you've got this relatively small, beautifully placed urban park surrounded by very vertical architectural structures. And I wanted to create a piece that sort of created a sense of architectural scale with sound. I wanted to relate the flatness of the park to the height of the buildings around it. That I wanted to have that interaction with sound. And also because the ambient sound you hear in the park is very kind of uninteresting. There's a lot of traffic noise. That building was constructed in 1908, and when it was built, it was the tallest building in New York. It has a full set of Westminster chimes, very similar in the pattern of their chimes to Big Ben in London. You would normally not be hearing these sounds in Madison Square Park. When the bells ring and you start hearing the bells echoing off of the rooftops of other buildings, that's going to be magical. There's a lot of city noise, and one of the advantages of having these speakers on the rooftops like this is that the orientation to your body when you're hearing it is so different. It's coming at you so differently than the traffic noise. You will unconsciously, hear that and experience it. So it'll come at you in a totally different way. It'll be like almost something like some kind of strange auditory hallucination. But in between the times when the bells of this tower were ringing, I wanted to have some other environmental sounds, natural sounds of springtime, sort of floating above the park. And I say floating above the park because a very unique and unusual sound system will be installed on the rooftops of 5, perhaps 6 buildings surrounding the park, in which I will install parabolic speakers, which are the size of spotlights. These are super directional speakers that project a beam of sound fairly long distance, and you'll have the sensation standing in the park that these sounds, you'll perceive the height of the architecture, you'll be aware of where they're coming from, but they'll also have this sense of dimensionality that's different from the sounds, ambient sounds at street level. You'll really have a sense of them kind of being above you. Yeah, and I've been lucky sometimes, certainly, being to be able to do these things. You have to be lucky.